So some days I feel like I'm going to explode more than others, and this is one of them. Explode in the sense that I do feel like I know too much. I know too little to share it. I wish I knew so much more about sharing it. But I do feel I've been to this wilderness space, and I just feel like I know too much about the missing piece. And so this morning while I was running, I was thinking about that. I don't remember where, it was some tweet or something, and I'll find it later, but the point of it was that if you say I disagree with all due respect, or something like that. It was saying that's not really respect, that respect is doing. So just the idea in my head came that you can say all you want, but it's in the doing, which is, now I am writing this thing about the last 4 years. It's making me reflect even more so. And I think the last 4 years has impacted me so much because it's been about doing rather than theorizing, prototyping everything, shipping like mad. And so this morning I get this conviction because of that tweet or whatever it was. And then another post or something that was on, I don't remember what they called it, but to me it was fractals. And it was the whole idea of the way we get to a new mindset as a culture, as a globe, as a room, is by the ability to see where we're at and the struggle we're having, to see it in a completely different light, worked out. Like if it's an innovation or something new or something you're prototyping, and I always get this, where's evidence that it works? Well, if it's new, there's no evidence that it works. Well, this post or article or tweet was talking about the evidence that it works is in another piece of the fractal. It's in another story, but your evidence is in seeing your problem in another situation, which is so funny because that's all we talk about in school, and that's the thing that we miss the most, that we walk away from with our diploma not knowing the most, is how to fractalize the world, how to find solutions in similar stories or fractals or narratives, and then say, oh, that's how it worked there, so this is how I can do it here. I can move forward because I've seen it work in another frame. So, the conviction. I've been talking a lot about measurement and how we need to stop measuring learning. We need to stop measuring, like having to prove things, because that's what's, to me, that's the main part of what I've learned over the last 4 years. People are good, they're brilliant, they're amazing. There should be no labels. The only way to unleash them, though, is to stop measuring them. Kathy Davidson's post about if we weren't measuring, would there be disabilities? So measurement is huge, and I've been talking about competition, and I've justified it as competition with myself, and by competing with myself, and I start focusing on that getting better rather than the doing and being in the moment. And so I thought of it again this morning. And now I'm thinking of Tolle and Robinson's 90-minute conversation I listened to last night. In order to get at what matters, you've got to strip away all the other things that we don't need. What can you, and now I'm thinking of Dan Meyer, abstract and concrete. What can you strip away that's not necessary in order to get at this better? And Sir Ken was talking about theater and how really you strip away everything that's not necessary. All you're left with is the actor and one person in the audience. That's all you need for it to be theater. And so what that represents is a relationship. So all you need for theater is relationships. So if you just focus on that, your theater will probably be better. So same with learning. It's all about relationship. So we strip all that away. The relationship is what we should focus on. So now I'm thinking of competition, and I've stripped things away over the years. I can't compete. I can't do a triathlon. I can't join the, whatever it's called for old people, swimming, masters swimming, because I know myself and I'll focus on the competition. And so now I'm on an elliptical and not paying attention to it. I'm reading or doing something else, because if I look at the ticker, I'll push myself in ways I don't want to push myself, and blah, blah, blah. So I've stripped away all of that. But I noticed this morning, I noticed when I don't get to see the time I got. I feel like I've stripped a lot away except for the time I got. And as I looked at it this morning, I was so convicted that there's the fractal. There's, to me, why we can't get this change to happen in education, because we're saying it's built on a culture of trust, where we get rid of the measuring and that there's nothing to prove. And that's hard for people to trust no measurement. Well, it was just staring at me in the face. I can't even trust no measurement. Why can't I trust my body to feel really good because I've run or whatever? Why do I have to look at a time? Anyway, that was huge. And then I heard a conversation on Twitter about measurement, evaluations. How do you know if you're doing what you need to be doing? Can we measure it by evaluations of students, of teachers? And then a tweet about how sad is it that all the creatives in the world are figuring out how to get so many hits. So this measurement fractal is just huge in my mind. And then a conversation about a 5-year-old going to kindergarten and being scared. Brought back memories